today I'm going to talk about a book that I read in 2019, well, summer 2019 to be exact. And at the time I was really busy, but I was really fascinated with this book. I've had almost a year to practice it, and already I can see drastic changes in my life. So today I'm going to talk about all the juicy goodness so that you can apply it to building a good habit or even to language learning, which coincidentally I'm all about. The word atomic has two meanings. One meaning small, the other meaning compounded, exponential, and multiplied. I love when authors are really smart about their titles. It immediately gets the point across. And so already you can kind of see the premise or the main idea of the video, which is that small habits matter, and they matter in that they can multiply and snowball into a big impact, be it good or bad. A system or a new identity is more important and more effective than a goal. Goals create this either-or dichotomy. Either you achieve your goal and are successful, or you fail and you're a disappointment. So any day that you're not seeing your weight go down on your scale, you're reminded of the fact that you're a failure. Or every day that you're not speaking to a native speaker, you're reminded of the fact that you just don't speak English. This mentality can make you forget all about strategies, forget all the work that you put in. The more disappointed you are in yourself, the less likely you'll stay with this. Or if you're lucky enough to actually reach that artificial and arbitrary goal, you usually get so complacent and so high on your own supply that you'll actually retreat to your old ways soon enough. That's why so many people are on this yo-yo diet where they lose weight really fast through practically starving themselves and then immediately gaining all that weight back, if not more. And when it comes to English, they'll memorize 50 or 500 words in a day, only to forget all about them not even a month later. Although it can feel motivating to set a higher goal for ourselves, it shouldn't look like a single-pointed destination. Instead, it should look like a three-dimensional system. There's no end point, there's no finish line. You're forever in that system, bettering yourself. Before doing anything new, explore who you like to become. Instead of randomly deciding on which habits to adopt and use our willpower to do all the work, we should instead ask ourselves, who is this person with this new habit? What is she or he like? What are the principles and values that he or she possesses? Would I like to become this person? What are some of the other habits that he or she has? And make a list of the traits that this new person would have. Once you have adopted a new identity, it can be easy to let your allegiance to it impact your ability to change. Make new habits easier by using habit stacking. Many human behaviors follow this cycle. You buy a new dress and suddenly you want new shoes, or you buy a couch and you suddenly want a new apartment, which happened to my friend. You often decide what to do next based on what you have just finished doing. No behavior happens in isolation. Each action becomes the cue that triggers the next behavior. The key is to tie your desired habit into something you already do each day. This allows you to take advantage of the natural momentum that comes from one behavior leading to the next. Let's say you brush your teeth in the morning. You can try doing squats at the same time you're brushing your teeth. When you're driving, you can listen to podcasts and get your fresh dose of ideas that way. The point is, habit stacking works best when the cue is highly specific and immediately actionable. One way to find the right trigger for your habit stack is by brainstorming a list of your current habits. You can start by writing down things like when you wake up, what's the first thing you do when you wake up, if you check your phone, what's the first app you check, and all that kind of stuff. Prime your environment for success. It is important to find an environment that's best designed for optimal performance because the majority of our stimuli come in from our vision. Visual cues are the greatest catalyst of our behavior. A small change in what you see can lead to a big shift in what you do. And so creating a pleasant, clean, organized environment isn't just a suggestion, it's a must. I posted a video a short while ago about why I go to cafes to study even when I have my own apartment. Sometimes I do this almost first thing in the morning because from the night before to this early morning, I've associated my apartment with comfort and relaxation and not exactly work and productivity. And that's the downfall of working from home because after a while, you automatically start to confuse your home with your office. And that not only kills your productivity, it also becomes extremely hard for you to relax just for the sake of relaxing. You always end up feeling like you should be doing something else. You should be working instead. Create obvious visual cues so that it draws your attention towards a desired habit. If you want to practice guitar, first you have to get a guitar. And don't tuck it away in your closet. For instance, I literally have a guitar within arm's reach at all times. I literally have one, like, right next to me. That's why I was able to practice it almost always. But then again, this might not be a good habit since I'm trying to put out more content and be more productive. Sometimes habits can be easier to change in a new environment too. It helps to escape the subtle triggers and cues that nudge you toward your current habits. So go to a new place, a different coffee shop, a bench in the park, a corner in your room that you rarely use, and create a new routine there. Whenever possible, avoid mixing the context of one habit with another. This is one reason why the versatility of modern technology is both a strength and a weakness. You can use your phone for practically anything, which makes it a powerful device. But when you can use it for anything, it becomes hard to associate it with one task. You want to be productive, but you're also conditioned to browse social media, check email, play video games whenever you open your phone. It's just a mishmash of cues. To combat this, try to designate one or just a few tasks to one device. Or if you only have one device, just try schedule different times for one use. Reframe your mindset about your behavior. Each behavior has a service level craving and a deeper underlying motive. It becomes easier to change bad habits once we can identify what these cravings are and merely shift the outward manifestation of such. Some of our underlying motives include conserve energy, obtain food and water, find love and reproduce, connect and bond with others, win social acceptance and approval, reduce uncertainty, achieve status and prestige. Your brain didn't evolve with the desire to smoke cigarettes or check Instagram or to play video games. At a deeper level, you simply want to reduce uncertainty and relieve anxiety, to win social acceptance and approval, or to achieve status. However, there are many different ways to address the same underlying motive. One person might learn to reduce stress by smoking a cigarette. Another learns to ease their anxiety by going for a run. Your current habits are not necessarily the best way to solve your problems. They're just the methods you learned or picked up from your parents or your friends. You can make hard habits attractive and bad habits unattractive. And all you need is a slight mindset shift. Start with repetition, not perfection. Repetition works because 1, it reinforces your new identity. Every time you step into the gym or every time you pick up a new instrument, you're telling yourself, I am this new person. And 2, simply repeating a habit leads to clear physical changes in the brain. Every time you repeat an action, you're activating a particular neural circuit associated with the habit. This means that simply putting in your reps is one of the most critical steps you can take to encoding a new habit. The purpose of repetition is that hopefully our new habit goes from effortful practice to automatic behavior. This process is known as automaticity, which is the ability to perform behavior without thinking about each step, which occurs when the non-conscious mind takes over. The importance of starting small. Even when you know you should start small, it's easy to start too big. When you dream about making a change, excitement inevitably takes over, and you end up trying to do too much too soon. We always like to go into a hot and heavy because we're motivated because we want to lose weight real fast, but without any knowledge, without any guidance, without any strategies, without any, experts on your side being offline or online, there's no point in putting all that time, especially in the beginning. You're a beginner, you shouldn't try to do everything on day 1. And besides, whatever you're gonna do is probably gonna be wrong anyway.
Rethink rituals.
We all understand the power of rituals. However, rituals don't start right at the moment that we pick up a dumbbell, for instance. It's when we get up and get ready to go to the gym. It's when we buy the books that we wanted to read. It's when we're on our way to our favorite coffee shop, where we'll be working on our projects all day. So every day there are a handful of moments that deliver an outsized impact. These are called decisive moments in life. The moment you decide between ordering takeout or cooking dinner, the moment you choose between driving your car or riding your bike, the moment you decide between staying in bed and waking up on time. They work like snowballs. At first you don't think too much about it, but one decision after another you're left with either a productive day or a catastrophic day. It is important, therefore, to grab onto a small good habit when the effort is relatively low and to avoid the bad ones. Use the commitment device. Make your bad habits more difficult by creating what psychologists call a commitment device, which is a choice you make in the present that controls your actions in the future. It is useful because it enables you to take advantage of good intentions before you fall victim to temptation. For instance, Victor Hugo concocted a strange plan to beat his procrastination. He collected all of his clothes and asked an assistant to lock them away in a large chest. He was left with nothing to wear except a large shawl. Lacking any suitable clothing to go outdoors, he remained in his study and wrote furiously during the fall and winter of 1830. So sometimes success is less about making good habits easy and more about making bad habits hard. The best way to break a habit is to make it impractical to do so.
Track your progress visually.
Progress is satisfying, and visual measures like moving paper clips or hairpins or marbles provide clear evidence of your progress. Even better, I use a habit tracker. It is a simple way to measure whether you did a habit. Simply recording your last action creates a trigger that can initiate the next one. Habit tracking also keeps you honest because most of us have a distorted view of our own behavior. We think we act better than we actually do. Plus, it's just so satisfying to cross an item off your to-do list, to complete an entry in your workout log, or to mark an X on the calendar. Bear in mind though, tracking isn't for everyone, and there's no need to measure everything in your entire life. That is it for this video. I know this is a very sudden pivot to the direction of the channel. Please let me know if you enjoyed the format of this video, and I plan to share more, so stay tuned for those. Alright, bye!